Hello, and welcome to Creating with Mrs. C. Today we're going to draw the White House. We'll start in the middle of our paper. You could use a pencil. I'm using marker so you can see it really well, but pencil will help you erase. I drew a very long line across my paper. It's almost as long as my paper, and this will be where the bushes are. So right above that line, I'll draw some bumps. They kind of look like upside down letter U's. I'll draw bumps the whole way across this line. These are just bushes, so they don't need to look just like mine. In between those bumps, I drew some straight lines. You could do that if you would like. And at the end of these bushes, I drew a line. Now, one way to measure to make sure that the next line will be the same size is to use something like your finger. So over here, I'm going to draw the same size line. Using my finger, I can tell these are about the same. I'll connect these lines with a straight line. You could totally use a ruler if you want to make a very straight lined picture. Find the center of that line and right above it put a dot. You could use two fingers to measure that if you want. And underneath that dot, I drew two diagonal lines that come back to the rectangle. From the end of that triangle that we just created, let's draw a line the whole way down to that bush. Make sure it goes the whole way down. Inside that triangle, let's draw a smaller triangle. It's not teeny tiny, but it is a little smaller. Right above those lines that we drew, let's make a short line and a line over back to that triangle. Under our top line of our rectangle, we'll draw another line here and over here. Good job. Under that line, we can make another line really close to it. Good job. Let's go back to this line and we'll make a line across here too. I put my finger right on that line that I just drew, and on either side of my finger I was able to make a little dot. From that dot, I drew a straight line down. Beside that line, another line. At the end over here, let's draw a line up and down and a line up and down. Now we have 4 columns, and between these columns will be windows. So let's make 1, 2, 3 lines that are sideways, and under those lines, 2 lines that go up and down at the end. We'll make a rectangle by drawing a line across at the bottom. We have 3 windows. At the bottom, we'll start way down here by the bush, draw a line up, and over. This is another window, but it's very long. It's hiding behind that bush. This one, we did the same way. A line up, over, and down. The same thing in the middle, but this one's a little shorter because it's a door. And above it, I drew a line across and a rainbow at either side of that line. Inside these windows, you can make some panes by drawing a line up and down and a line over, sort of like a plus sign. Awesome. A line up and down and a line over. You could even make more window panes by making some more lines across. Inside this door, you could draw a letter T if you really want to add some tiny details. Good job. Above the tall windows, there is a little rainbow too. So a little rainbow here and a little rainbow there. Let's draw 1 line here, 2, 3, and 4. They're all about the same size. We need to do this on this side too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. This will be the top of our windows. And now we'll make some vertical lines. These are lines that go up and down on either side of that line, the whole way across. Good job. At the bottom, we'll draw some lines that go sideways, horizontal lines. And now we have 8 windows, and you can add details inside these windows too. You could put a line inside of them that goes from the top to the bottom and from one side to the other. A little plus sign in each window. Good job. Now let's go down to those bushes again. Right above them, we'll make 4 lines under the other windows. And 2 lines that go the whole way down to the bushes. On either side of these lines, just 2 very long lines. Nice work. And since these are windows, we can add details in them too. Lines across and lines up and down. Great job. This part's fun. There is a pattern on the White House. Rainbow, rainbow. At the end, rainbow, rainbow on the top of those windows. But then there's a triangle. So a line up and down, up and down, up and down. I thought that was neat to see a pattern like that. On the top of this triangle, let's make a line that goes straight up. And you can make a flag up here. I used a marker and I'm not adding a lot of detail. So I made a little blue square and some red stripes. Because this is so far away, we can't see every stripe. We can't see the stars. So I just left it like that. It's time to color our bushes, and you could just color these in green. However, I wanted to give them a little flair. So I added some lime green first. And then I found a darker green. And when I colored, I just decided to use that dark green and kind of go around the edges, around the bottom, using a circular motion while I colored. This just helps the bushes look a little more 3D. Like maybe the sunshine's hitting the tops of them and they're a little darker on the bottom. Again, you could just color these green if you want, or you could even add more detail. So from the top line right here, I drew a line down in an upside down V. Under that upside down V, I made a square with some stripes inside of that square that go up and down. This is a light that is hanging. And I took a light blue and colored in these windows. You could use any color for your windows if you want, or you don't need to color them in. I just added a very gentle light blue color to every window and to the front door. On one side of these columns, I drew a blue line. This helps the column look a little more round. Inside these little triangles and rainbows, I added just a little color. This is kind of a shadow inside of them. I didn't color them in completely. And under your lines, you could also add a little bit of a blue. Again, this is just a shadow to help your picture pop a little bit. Maybe on the top line, just a little shadow. And in this triangle, one side And the bottom could be blue. The same thing for your other triangle. Just down one side, a little bit on the edge, and that's everything. And I can't wait to see your White House. Thank you so much for drawing with me.